Poor old Kyle can't catch a break. So he just had a bail hearing and he won. Doesn't have to disclose his address to that prosecutor. Boy, that's big. Doesn't have his bail increased. So now, if you're the media, what do? You got to get on this kid somehow. Well, guess what? They found something. Kyle Rittenhouse linked Twitter account raises legal questions before trial. Oh my. I mean, when you read that, you might think, uh-oh, what's he doing? Is he tweeting out there death threats against the prosecution? Is he showing pictures of him holding rifles and drinking beer at Pudgy's? Not exactly. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dredd to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dredd Show.
All right. Let's read this shocking news revelation here. Legal experts have raised questions about a Twitter account linked to double murder suspect Kyle Rittenhouse ahead of his trial. Oh man, look, double murder suspect. We gotta do something about that if he's doing some horrible things on Twitter. The Free Kyle USA account raises money for 18-year-old's defense fund. Okay, a little typo there. Among some of the posts it has recently sent to its 1,900 followers include photos and videos of a puppy. Oh no. And updates on Rittenhouse's personal life. Probably threatening to kill the puppy, right? It's got to be. I mean, including how he is looking to attend college in the fall and becoming a monster in the gym. Can't have this. Other tweets also attack the prosecution team, suggesting they have ensnared themselves so many times that they have completely lost control, and anyone working with the Kenosha DA's office should be utterly embarrassed right now. This is not justice. This is a circus. That's what it says. To be honest with you, he's right. Of course, that's not really Kyle. That's the problem. While the account denies that it is officially part of Rittenhouse's defense team or has any affiliation with the family, then why are we reading this? The account frequently comments on the case and provides updates on preparations for his upcoming trial. Oh my, the account frequently comments on the case and provides updates on preparations for his upcoming trial? I hope they don't get a hold of my channel. They're going to go ballistics if they see what I've got. Criminal defense experts said that tweets could pose a legal issue if they influence any potential jurors. I have an idea. Why don't you wait to see if they influence any potential jurors, and then maybe we can talk about it. Keep in mind, none of the other things that the prosecution has been doing is going to taint the jury pool. No. Like claiming that he's a white supremacist, trying to raise his bail by claiming that he was hanging out with white supremacists. You don't think that that wasn't designed to influence the jury pool? The prosecution has been dragging his name through the mud at every opportunity. Nobody is supposed to be trying deliberately to influence the jury panel, criminal defense attorney Dan Adams told WISN. Well, that's true, but it's not him. It's not him doing the tweeting. The jury is supposed to not know about anyone's personal history. Yeah, including like allegations of white supremacy. Is that included? But he's presumed innocent. And as somebody who's just going about their day, documenting their day, there's nothing wrong with that. Thank you. Then why are we reading this? While rare in the state of Wisconsin, Adams said the court may enforce a gagging order on the account ahead of the trial. Sure, it could, but until they do, I don't see a story here. If it appears one party is trying to bend to public sentiment improperly with out-of-court statements, at that point a court can consider issuing a gag order. True, but there's no story here. The rules give attorneys very clear guidance on what statements might be appropriate and what statements might not be appropriate in terms of pretrial publicity. Julius Kim, a managing partner at law firm Kim and Lavoie, told CBS 58. Kim added that while defendants are not restricted from saying anything leading up to their trial, there are different rules for attorneys. Okay. It's also up to a judge to decide if any gagging orders are needed for accounts affiliated with Rittenhouse. Has anybody even brought this up to the judge yet? I mean, why are we going through all this when nobody has even raised this to a judge? A judge is going to guard and protect the jury pool in Kenosha County so that Kyle Rittenhouse and the state of Wisconsin gets a fair trial in this matter. And a judge doesn't want those jurors to be prejudiced or biased or walk into court with preconceived notions with one side or the other. Does that include white supremacy? Does that include tales of drinking underage? Does that include tales of being a fugitive? All that was been pushed out there by the prosecution team. And if you don't think that can influence a juror, well, okay, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. So I won't read the rest. Here is what I think happened with this story. This Free Kyle USA account is probably being run by Robert Barnes. Now, Robert Barnes is one of Kyle's attorney, but he is a civil attorney. He's not on the criminal defense team. And I'm sure that Robert Barnes told Kyle that, look, we're just going to push out some good stories. You need to kind of at least look pretty presentable to the jury. By the way, they always put the defendant in a nice suit and tie. Isn't that trying to influence the jury pool? So they got all worked up, and they had this story set up. Kyle Rittenhouse's criminal defense is setting up stories to influence the jury. And I think they went through all this trouble to do this, but then found out later that guess what? It's not Mark Richards doing this. And now they have all this work and they have nothing to show for it. So they tried to kind of patch together a story here to make it worthwhile. So they went to these attorneys and basically asked them open questions like, well, what could happen if a attorney pushed out news to deliberately try to influence a jury? And of course, the lawyers are going to respond back, well, that's a terrible thing. You can't do that. That could really compromise the trial, could issue a gag order. And so they compiled all this together and put together this Frankenstein type of news and set it out there on MSN. This is junk. There's a reason why they call journalism the candy store of the university. And poor Kyle, man, that dude can't do anything. He gets a new puppy, he gets slammed. He prepares for college, he gets slammed. He works out in the gym, he gets slammed. I have never seen someone so persecuted by the media than Kyle Rittenhouse. I mean, they are after him. They really badly want him to be convicted, or at least thrown in jail. Notice something. When it came time for the white supremacy BS, with the hand symbol and the drinking underage, which was legal, which was not a violation of the bail hearing, you didn't hear these people coming in saying, this could influence the jury pool. The prosecution is throwing these things out there. This could influence the jury pool. They didn't say anything about that at all. That was fine with them. This is the prosecution fighting to make sure that the community is safe. But when Kyle gets a new puppy, oh no, got to do something about this. Somebody might think that Kyle's a nice guy, and we can't have that. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.